everybody, welcome back. La Bataille de Ligny. You think I might get that right by now and look into it more, but hey, I don't mind being wrong. Um, I'd have to call that turn a French turn. Uh, Skirmishers slipped in here to kind of hold these guys from retaking any villages. These guys weren't able to push them back any. Both sides there took casualties in return of firepower. Both of these French battalions tried to assault and both failed their disorder but rallied at the end of the turn. These two, no, these, yes, they were here. These three battalions assaulted this battalion and forced them to take a loss and disorder, and they retreated, so they've advanced in. They too were able to recover at the end of their turn. This light infantry setup in skirmish is doing their job. They're holding their own against the fortified farm there. And both of those have taken a loss, which is incredible with the artillery. They're just rolling really poorly. Plus, it's divided by 3 because of the fact that they're in this square in the fortified special building. So the French are going to have to keep pushing, but this is becoming a tough nut to crack over here because these units just don't want to go now that I'm risking everything on Zythan being able to calm them down. So as for the French, I think with the Prussians at this point, I'm really not going to be moving them much anymore. They're just going to dig in and hopefully hold out. I do have a situation here right now that if they get the chance, I've got to give this guy a place to retreat. He can technically retreat right to here, but that wouldn't be pretty. So I really think I want to drop Zythan over to here with that crew, and that'll give him a clear path. Everybody a clear path to retreat back here. Actually, they should be retreating towards, where's the depots? Yeah, they can retreat that way because there's a depot over there. So, nobody lost any units that turn. Things have gotten a little stagnant now. The fighting's getting tight in here and in the town. Expected that because you get an extra fire defense when they're in the buildings. Now everybody's starting to get into clear terrain, and I'm not getting those drastic rolls I was getting earlier. It was just making things happen, boom, boom, boom. So I think with the French this turn, I'm going to have these guys try and drop back, take the shot from these guys and these guys, and have both of these battalions here try to attack in. The 82nd, both of them can move 8. So, and it should be 6 because they're in line. That'll be 2, 4, 6. They can do that. So I think that's what we're going to do. And then these guys, I may try to assault them, but that's going to be a close to assault. So the chances of them getting disordered are pretty good. But I'm okay with that because I can assault and force the next turn as long as they don't fail the disorder. So that's always a big if. So the AARs are getting quick. As things are kind of shaken down here. So I will talk to you guys next time, and thanks for joining me. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This was turn number... The 5 o'clock turn. We're going into the 5:20 turn next, down to about 1 hour. 5:20, 40, 6 o'clock it ends. So they've got 3 turns to take the final 2 hexes. This turn, the light infantry, the scen and the Jagers just didn't stand a chance against the assault up here in the northern chance, and I figured they wouldn't, but we had to try and put up a fight because it's all we had left. And in the center right here, these two, even though they were a little outnumbered, assaulted the line troops of the Prussians here in this hex. And he withstood the assault initially, but he had to take a, it was one of those nice one-on-one and disorders, and he took and failed his disorder. No, actually, he didn't even take a one-on-one. It was an 0-1 with no disorder. And he failed because he took the Prussians have to roll on odd casualties, and he failed that disorder and had to. Actually, he wouldn't have retreated. I got that wrong. He would have just been disordered. So he remains in place. Okay, they would not have advanced in there. Sometimes they get a little confused. Disorder due to casualties, don't retreat. Disorder due to assault, do retreat. So he stands firm, but being disordered right there is not a good place to be. The light battalion of the 11th got reordered back here. And the other one's ready to go, so I'm probably going to stick them back into skirmish order and advance back in here to cover this flank and keep these guys out of trouble. I really don't want anything to do with these hexes here because they're pretty harsh. Yes, it gets 1/3 of this, but with the artillery in there now, they get a column shift, and if they keep, as long as they keep rolling low, I'm okay. But you're taking the chances there. So the Prussians still have to take 3 hexes, but there's really not a lot standing between them and doing that at this point in time. I'll probably shift this unit a Fusiliers over, even though it's not that strong, to right here. They'll be my last bastion of hope. I really would want to put them here, but that puts this guy in a pickle, as he's not going to have anywhere as good to retreat. I got to leave a line of retreat open, and I don't want to advance them up into here because they just, they still get the same modifier. It's just maybe I will. And this guy's just going to pivot on his axis, and that's one strength point of Jagers. What are they going to do against line battalions coming at them in force right now? So it doesn't look good for the Prussians. They really only have one good unit, and he's disordered. The other 2 are still here. I really don't want to counterattack out of these two fortified farms, but we just might have to take some pressure off. So we'll see how that goes this turn. I'm probably going to have to do the last ditch effort and have them guys sling out of there and try and turn the flank a little bit, or maybe just consolidate back into here. But that's going to leave these 2 open. They really need to hold on to them as long as possible. They are victory hexes. if for some reason these guys, see if they fail another disorder and they don't, and they disordered after. Let me make sure I got that right. I'll be right back. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure they disordered on the French assault, and they had already gone, so they did not get the reorder. Which, if the French goes first, this unit's probably not going to be here next turn. So it's looking glum again for Prussia, even though it looked good for a while. So I will see you guys in a little bit. We're going to play this next turn. They're rolling real fast right now. I'm getting familiar with the rolls, and things are starting to shake down. The counter mix is getting low. There's the Prussian army right there. So they're just not doing well. The rules, special scenario rules, are harsh with the route, meaning they go off the board. Because it's such a short game, there's no chance for them to recover. So it really makes it a quickie. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me, and have a good night. All right, welcome back, everybody. La Bataille de Ligny. Yep, that was the... I do this every time. 520 turn. And or 1720. It leaves 2 turns left, and the French just kind of laid it on them that time. It was more bad disorder rolls for the Prussians, as both of these guys, even with Zeithen's help down here, both failed disorder during assaults. Not because of casualties, but during the assaults themselves. And both of them had to retreat. Both of these British, the British, come on, Greg. Both light infantry units had them assault this special structure to farm down here, and I had no hope for winning that, but what I needed to do was assault them, so they had to concentrate their fire on the guys assaulting them and not blow up into my guys over here. And they withstood the attack, which I thought they would, and it really didn't. I just got disorder, which I was glad I rolled low on that one, because an attacker disorder really didn't hurt me any. And at this point now, we've taken off 5. Actually, we've taken 6 hexes, and now the reinforcements for the Prussians will come in. So at this point, I'm going to bring over skirmishers to hold these guys at bay, and set up a defensive perimeter at the stream, or actually probably right in the town itself, and let them come, because at this point I don't think they can do anything. So it was kind of a quick one, and Zeithen's forces, of course, it was good for them. They got to go first, so I was able to bring the one unit back out of trouble, and he withstood the fire coming out of there. But he just didn't withstand the ensuing onslaught that came. So we're getting ready to hit the final 2 turns, and I'll probably wrap all these up into one long video, because it doesn't look like a whole lot of hitting on here anyway, or maybe not. I'm renaming them, sitting on this side. We'll see how it comes up. But the French now are going to end up falling back on their takings, And all I really need to do is put skirmishers in to keep these guys from coming out. And they're going to now have to attack out of these buildings. So if they have any hope. So the French really all they need to do is sit on these 5 building hexes right there and to make them come at them. And they won't be able to include the artillery. So that's going to be my plan. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We do have a lot of out of command that's going to affect us this turn. But they're going to move towards him to get back in command. So it's going to put him close to where I want him anyway. We'll be able to shuffle him in by next turn, I'm sure. And I'll be able to move Gerard where he can get everybody back in command. Just the way everything worked out that turn. It was an interesting turn. Thanks, everybody, for joining me. We will see you for the end of the 1740 turn. Thanks a lot and have a good night. All right, the 1740 turn of La Bataille de Ligny, or Battle of Ligny by Clash of Arms. The Prussian reinforcements, actually the reinforcement chit was drawn first. They drew right up to the stream, so they're in position. But let's see, we do have Fusiliers here. They can get in the line and assault. But these guys are probably going to have to work out a column. And I did get my skirmishers out, so all movement's going to end up stopping up to here, which is they're going to stop there anyway. So they're probably going to be able to assault these 2 hexes this coming turn. Zeichen over here's got one last ditch effort left in him. This prize probably precarious. These guys were not able to get up here fast enough because they were out of command, but now everybody's in command. So it's all going to come down basically to these 2 hexes and can these guys push through or not. And that's what it's going to come down to. It'll be a real close one. Probably the closest one I've had yet, because usually the French can't even hang on this late. And had the reinforcements not come in right away, I would have had a lot easier time setting up over here. I had to get these guys out under duress. They took another loss. Yeah, I mean, not a lot going on now. We do have everybody in command for the French. We do have, these guys are out of command. They're in command right there. They're in command right there. So never mind. Everybody's in command for the Prussians too. They got line of sight to them. I'm pretty sure of it. That unit right there makes it kind of tight, but no, they got line of sight to them. So they're all still in command. So this will be it. Final turn's going to be quite interesting. We'll see you for the end of the 1800 turn. Thanks for joining me, and see you next time. And welcome back. This was the final turn, the 1800 turn, and it just boiled right on down to the final assault. See if we can get to it here. This unit, right here, assaulted over, and these guys just retreated before the combat, so they advanced into that hex, but weren't able to take the town. There was a group right here that was assaulting into this town, and they became disordered on firing. I mean, during the combat, offensive, defensive fire. And then during the assault themselves, we've got a 1-in-1 with a morale check, and of course they failed that one and just disappeared. So that attack failed, and the French wound up back there. So nobody was able to take that hex. This group tried to come out of here, but didn't have the movement points to enter this hex, which would have made no difference, because they still would not have had enough, captured enough villages back. But they ran out of movement points anyway. These guys weren't able to move there because they would have had to leave their zone of influence. And Zythan's assault came down to a face-off between him and Gerard's morale modifier. I mean, not morale, melee modifiers. I rolled a 35 on a 1.5 to 1 assault, and it went down to 34, which is a 0 and 0, and nothing happened. So that was a stalemate across the stream right there. And so they were not able to force out this unit either. And the other unit that was attacking there got routed. So there you have it. It's the morale, especially the this final turn. The first corps had over 8 battalions lost, so they were at a -3 on their morale, and they got a bad enough morale anyway. So they just kept rolling disorders and couldn't withstand it. It came down to the final turn. Reinforcements, you're just a little too late. Make it happen. French win by the skin of their teeth. In another turn, they probably won't win, because I think these units would probably be able to push through, and this guy'd be able to take over there. And I don't think the French are in good shape right now. So even if this was continuing on in the big campaign or big battle, I'd probably think about getting the French the heck out of here and regrouping to fight another day. But this scenario, that's all it took. First time I actually had the French win one, and it was barely a French victory. So hopefully I did everything right, and I looked like I got most of the rules right. There's a couple of things I probably screwed up here and there, but all in all, it was a fun scenario, and I will definitely be playing more of this series. Thanks for joining me. This is La Bataille de Ligny, and Clash of Arms puts it out. The titles are a lot more fun to play than they are to say. Thanks everybody for joining me, and we will see you next time.